Hey you guys, back again with another installment of the Saturn View project. Today, installing the bumper. Some of y'all may have seen the video where I assembled this guy. Can be taken down into three pieces. It's a 2006-2007 bumper, and this piece overlaps this piece, which makes them two separate pieces, and then they connect to the painted part. You can see in here, there we go, how everything is all got this interwoven amount of clippage going on. I installed aftermarket lights here in the bumper instead of the standard reflectors. That'll work with the brake lights just to give a little extra, hey, look at me, I'm stopping in bumper-to-bumper traffic. So that's an upgrade, as well as I'm installing the TYC edition taillights that you were able to get back in the day. I wanted black ones, but all I could find was carbon fiber new, so I will go for that. The other sales fell through on the black ones. You know, sometimes people change their mind or don't want to sell to you when you want to do goods and services to protect yourself. Anyway, I attempted to do this install once before and it did not work. And I think it's because the way this styrofoam lines up, the parts are the same between the 02 to 05 and the 06, 07. But I think the issue was these guys sticking down on this bumper cover, because it has this built-in scuff pad, step guard, whatever in the heck you want to call it. I was trying to install it like I did the old standard bumper that's smooth on the bottom. So if you can see here, it was getting caught in places. So I will need to be a little bit more careful when I'm installing to see if I can get everything to line up. These lights were actually coming down here and they should be up here, so I'm not quite sure. But when I researched online, it said it was the same part number. So go figure. I'm going to give it another try and see if I can't get it to line up. I got it to work, but I was not happy with things being under tension. So round two. Let's see if we can get this done properly this time. And you guys get to learn with me how to do this in such a manner that everything lines up. All right. Sorry for the pause there, but I've got to orient myself. All right, I think what I did is originally I slid it in this way, like I was used to go up under this. I think I need to stretch it and drop it on top. Come from above somehow and drop down without getting all that smushed. Again, a second pair of hands would be helpful in these situations, but you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. I tried to look online and there was literally no information about doing this. So I said we're gonna wing it together. This is not one to go on any easier than before. Sorry for the dead air where y'all are just watching me fight with this. I'm just going to kind of have to guess and play and wiggle. Right now I'm not worried about that so much as getting this part, because this is where we were binding, is up top. Down below wasn't lining up either. into the exact same issue. Alright, let me ponder and play without y'all having to watch me fiddle, and if I can figure out the secret, I will share. Okay, you guys, I didn't want to have to do it this way, but everything is still binding up really bad and not wanting to line up. So, I'm actually going to pull that step pad off. I can always put it back on after the fact, and we'll see if that makes any difference. So let me pull the bumper off and get to taking that off. All right, one thing I did notice, I took a measurement. You see this? I don't know if you can see that indentation there. Yeah, you can. This here is actually where the light is hitting over there. This is where some of the bumper, where everything, all those little bumper edges are running through. This is the stem, as is this, that's supposed to go in this hole. So apparently there is some type of minor difference with these. So I am going to go ahead and clearance this out a little bit, as well as move this hole. So we'll see if that makes a difference. All right, I took that top step pad off. This. And we're still having issues. And I'm thinking, see, it's not wanting to go in enough. I think it's actually this part that's sticking out further. You see, that's where these recesses are hitting. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave this down some and see if that doesn't give us a little bit more clearance. So I'm going to shave that down and I will get back, because I'm definitely seeing things hitting there. So I'm going to make some relief cuts. So I will be back with you. Okay, I made a few little recesses in here. You can see here, 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 here. And I clearanced this out a little bit because that's where that light in the bumper seems to be wanting to sit. I thought it was sitting up here, but it apparently is not. So with that done and with the step plate off, I'm going to see how we fit. All right, we're definitely getting a lot closer, but if you notice the problem we're going to run into, see there's the foam there, and foam here. So that's what's causing our binding at these holes. Looking to see if I see any other over here, here, and here. So I'm going to use a screwdriver. I'm going to kind of knock on these so I can mark them, so I know where the issue is, and then I can trim those down. Okay? All right, these are the issues where we're hitting. See, I hit it with a screwdriver to mark these areas where those tabs are going to be a problem. So I'll probably just shave these ones, leave the others. Don't seem to be hitting any place else. But the bumper is not coming in. So as much as I thought maybe clearancing this would work, I think I'm just going to shave that whole part off and see if that works. Because if you remember on the other bumper, it's got bumps on the back that stick out here. I'm betting that's the difference. That's what's binding in there. That's my educated guess. So I'm going to shave those down flush and trim those. Shave all that down flush on both sides and trim those up top. And I'll be back with you. All right, I got one side done. Show you what I'm doing here right quick since we're in it this far anyway. I'm going to keep away from it because this is sharp. It's like a little handsaw for wood. It's like $5, or it used to be, at Harbor Freight. It's been a minute since I bought it, so you know, inflation. But just slicing this off as best I can. And I'm using my leg to push it in so I don't snap it off, because these things are pretty delicate. I'll shape that. There's the hard part. I'm moving into the sticker area. Sucker will do a number on a bumper too. It's handy to have at a junkyard for if there's a broken bumper and you need part of it and can't get something off because it's mangled up. Not metal, of course. The urethane. This goes through it too well. Anyhow, you get the idea. All right, so here's the current modifications. I just made a little valley in these. The carnage. Flattened, took this hump out. Strangely enough, like I said, on eBay they were calling for these to all be the same part number. So unless there was a change and something superseded, like maybe in 2006, 2007, they got rid of this foam and started using the other. I don't know. But let me do another test fit. All right, with another test fit, we're still hitting a little here where those other tabs were. So I'm going to take a little bit more material out there. All right, you can see I made a lot more of those indentions there. Let's see what happens. Sorry, I think I inhaled some of this crap. Oh, no. My little friend here always wants to get hung. So these little flaps that go to the underneath kind of help them. I will say it's going on much easier every time. Let's see if that clearance is everything enough. Because the big thing is getting this underneath. Oh, I'm not gonna have y'all watch me crawl around. All right, with the test fit, it was still binding. So I took that edge off. See if that makes a difference. All right, I think that was the magic trick with shaving that bottom part down. It seems to be that things are lining up now a little better. So it may all come into alignment when I do the sides. So much for a simple video, right? All right, now we've got everything pushed up here. I'm going to go ahead and install the pins up top. Doesn't require near as much effort as it did last time, so I think we're onto something here. Now, I'm not installing them totally, just enough to hold it so that when I go to position that, it doesn't go too crazy. Now, you're wanting to get these pins, these little tabs in. Hopefully y'all can see. Yeah, tabs in here. No, you really can't see from that angle. This better. See, we're wanting to guide these in. And then, ouch, finger, there you go. And lock that onto that bracket like so. All right, let me go do the other side. All right, once you have both sides, I went back in and pushed those push pins in. You're gonna add that push pin and that push pin, and that'll hold everything. Now, I'm inside the fender well. Here, see, side of the bumper coming in. You're gonna put your 10mm bolt back here, and then your one all the way in that hole at the back, like so. See both of them? Now, same procedure to install as you did taking them out, utilizing the long extension in the back and a little short one in the front. Those are 10mm. See, long extension, wobble, install from the top. There's your ratchet. See the extension, how it reaches down there? That's what you want to do to install those. All right, those guys are installed. I'm going to repeat the procedure on the other side. Obviously, this may not be the issue in your case, but I'm going to reinstall this. Fortunately, they played nice and just pushed into place. A little bit of popping and snapping as they locked in, but all is good. They're installed. Now we're going to move on to our taillights. Let me get you in position. Again, these are the new TYC. So first things first, plug in your wiring. Hang on, let me reposition y'all. I have an idea. Good grief. I wanted to have you in position where y'all could see these, because they correspond to the tabs here and here. So when you're installing, plug in your wiring. And I don't know how much battery I have left, so, all right, get the wiring harness in until it clips. And then you line up those tabs. Make sure you're up top here. Trying to see and not get in y'all's way. Okay, there. And over top. There we go. Sorry, I was fighting with the inner area, not paying attention. Up top here, make sure it goes under that piece as you're sliding it in. And then we're going to use our T15. Our T15 goes here and here. I'm going to repeat the procedure on the other side, and that locks in our tail light. Now you're going to want to deal with the pins on the underside. Remember, there's 4. Oh, there we go. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this is going to take a little finagling for me. Oops. Crap. I didn't mean to rotate it. Also, on these, push pins go in those, and they actually hang down loose. They don't connect to the body. Wow, I don't know what that's doing, flipping all around like that. All right, I'm going to do that. Okay, the final part is pulling this back around, reinstalling your push pins. I hope the video does not cut off. I noticed it tries to do that at 20. We'll see if we make it past. I'm going to weave that under. This stays on top. This one weaves under as well. Just make sure this piece stays out. It's got my ring. There we go. Like so. So you'll get that. And then you're going to do your push pins. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I also took out these 2. So there's 8. Now I'm doing mud flaps, so I'm going to install nuts in there. So hang on, let me put the push pins in. Push pins are in. And now we're moving on to the mud flap. Now you'll notice there's a little squished flat pressed metal. There we go. And that's what we use for the mud flaps to run the screws in. All right, I was trying to get both of them in frame for you, but it kept slipping, so I did the best I could. Just a little bit so it catches. You don't want to go too tight, because then sometimes the bottom one doesn't want to line up. But it's being nice, so yay. Now if you don't have the mud flaps, you will just have push pins here. And apparently you'll have an extra one if you have an 0607. Now last one is that one. Got to run the screw in there. Like so. And just enough. It doesn't need to be torqued on tight like anything else that's plastic. Now this piece, when I put all these push pins in, will hold. So I just didn't want to run the risk of losing the battery. But I will repeat the procedure on the other side, install the wheel. But that is the convoluted install of putting the 2006-2007 bumper on the 2004 with the 2004 foam insert. So if you want to do this, get the foam insert from the junkyard for the 2006-2007. There has to be a difference, even though eBay's not listing it as such. I mean, not that eBay's the greatest source in the world, but yeah. So if you want to do this, definitely grab that piece as well, that foam absorber, because there's obviously a difference. Again, I think it's because the early bumpers had that portion that stuck out here, and they didn't have any inserts going down. So once I clearanced all that, that just popped in perfect and made those recesses in here, took off that bump there, trimmed the bottom edge a little bit. I'm still having a fight with those bottom tabs, but I also have wiring in there, so that's making everything a little bit more aggravating, and I don't want to risk the